Hey, what is up, Bridge the Blue family? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're fired up. Hope you're as amped up as we are. Nice of you to join us, Troy.
Well, thank you.
Hope that you're as amped up as we are about the next couple of weeks. We've already got almost half of our t-shirt inventory already gone. So if you have yet to get your Bridge the Blue t-shirts, we recommend, here's the deal. You believe this. T-shirts have been selling for 72 hours and almost half the inventory is gone.
Yep.
It's just been so amazing.
But to me, again, it's an example of people are tired of being quiet.
Absolutely.
They're ready to speak out. They're ready to make it. They're ready to see a change, So.
Absolutely. For those of you that have purchased the t-shirts, we know that you're fired up about the two things that we have going on July the 18th. One is nationwide rallies happening from coast to coast at cities and towns all across the nation. And that's what we're going to talk about today for just a few minutes. We're going to talk about that today. And then later on at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Now, again, this is Central Standard Time because we're here in Spring, Texas. And so something to keep in mind is that whenever we're having a rally at 1 o'clock here in Texas, that means that, they're on the East Coast, it's going to be 2 o'clock your time. If you're on the West Coast, it's going to be 11 o'clock your time. So just keep that in mind. Then later at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, we have a nationwide, actually global streaming event that we're going to talk about here in the coming days. Super excited about that. But again, the inventory on the shirts is almost halfway gone in just under 72 hours. So if you have yet to get yours, make sure you get yours at bridgetheblue.com/shirts. And if somebody wants to type that in the comments, bridgetheblue.com/shirts. And many of you have donated to the cause, and thank you so much for your generosity. Your generosity is making a difference, and it is helping us to bridge the gap between law enforcement and communities. And so today we're going to actually talk about the events and some things and some needs that we have for the event. So Troy?
Yeah. Well, I think most of you can kind of picture when we're talking every city hall, every main location in every city across the country. That's a lot to facilitate. Mm-hmm. That's a lot to facilitate, and doing it in the time frame that we're doing it. Some people say it's impossible, but to me, why? Why is it impossible? I don't believe it is, and to me, even if we don't end up having a rally in every single city, as long as we have one in the majority, then our voice is going to be heard.
Absolutely.
Which is, one of the main prime things that we're trying to do. Not only do we want everybody else to hear it, but we want to make sure that our men and women in blue hear that we are behind them. We're behind them. We're behind you. If you're listening, men and women in blue, those of you wearing the badge today, we are 100% behind you.
Yes.
So I believe it can be done, but there's always that but. Okay, it's going to take commitment from all of you.
Yep.
Because we don't want to just make a small splash. We want to be heard all over, and if we can do this, it's going to be beautiful and so honoring to our men and women in blue. It will be, but we got to have more rally captains.
Yep.
We got to have more rally captains.
Yep.
We need people to step up to the plate, contact us, notify us, and say, hey, I want to be part of this team. I'll help facilitate it in my community. We've got, 10, 11 days, 12 days, something like that. I can't even keep track anymore.
All the days are kind of running
I just know we ain't got a whole lot of time, okay?
Yeah,
so
it's slowly creeping up.
We've got time, okay? Really all we need is a couple of days if we can get the word out. But we need help. We need more rally captains from every place, every corner, every city across the nation.
Yeah, and I actually want to touch on this for a second, because I think that some people might think that we already have people in place, but we don't, do we? No, we don't. See, what we are as an organization is we're a facilitator, right? We're facilitating. It's going to take all of us, right? It can't just be Bridge the Blue, the nonprofit, the organization, right? It's got to be all of us standing in one accord, standing united. And so we've created opportunities for those of you that have the fortitude, that have the audacity, that have the passion to stand up, to step up and say, you know what? I'm not going to wait for leaders in my area to kind of come to the surface. I'm going to step up and I'm going to step out and I'm going to lead. So we're providing opportunities for those of you that want to come alongside of us in our vision to help make America safe again by bridging the gap between law enforcement and communities. We're creating the opportunity for you, we the people, to step up and say, I want to lead in my area. I'm not going to wait around until somebody else does it.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important. Is we can't do it all on our own. And we've had several people reach out and say, hey, is there a rally captain in my area? And my response is usually, yeah, you want to volunteer?
There is now.
So here's the step that you're going to want to take. And we want to make sure we're going to keep this video short today. But you want to email volunteer@bridgetheblue.com. And it's very important that you specify where you're at, of course, your name, where you're at, and that you specifically that you want to be the rally captain in your area. And we also had someone ask about, is there a place we can go and see where all the rally captains are? There will, as soon as we have more people step up to the plate. And so this is a call. This is a challenge. This is a charge, right? This is a challenge that we're throwing out there. If you want to step up, if you're brave enough, if you're bold enough, send us an email, volunteer@bridgetheblue.com. And we have some vetting measures in place because we have to make sure that whoever the rally captains are, that they're not just anybody, right? So we have vetting measures in place because you're going to represent Bridge the Blue in your local city. And there's a specific way that we want to conduct ourselves. Now, let me ask you a question, Troy. What happens if there's not a rally captain in their area? Should they stay home?
No. I think that everybody, no matter what, should be spreading the news, spreading the word. You can even download flyers to hand out yourself if you want. But even if there's not a rally captain, we still want everybody showing up at City Hall in your community. Everybody. Because those numbers, that volume of people and so forth, it's going to happen itself. And I mean, that sounds kind of chaotic when you think about it, but it will happen. And so please, whether you know there is or you don't know there is, still go. Don't just wait for a rally captain to contact you. Go, be at City Hall, 1 o'clock Central Time on the 18th with your banners, your blue line flags, your U.S. flags, your whatever it is, your shirts. Go and be seen, be heard. Don't be silent anymore. Okay.
And what we want to ask everyone, if you're creating your own banners, what we want to ask is that you specifically use the hashtag #SilentNoMore and hashtag Bridge the Blue, because here's what's unique about Bridge the Blue. And I want to let Troy take just maybe 30, 45 seconds to kind of explain. We have a lot of new people in the group, man. Mm-hmm. It's friggin' exciting. Yeah. So, but
which
whenever
is causing us to get noticed from other news medias and stuff like that. They're starting to get noticed. I was contacted today by 2 more that want to do interviews and so forth. So it's starting to happen.
Yeah,
it really is.
And I'm so pumped about that. And so on your signs, hashtag #SilentNoMore and hashtag Bridge the Blue. Now, why is it important for Bridge the Blue? Because what a lot of people don't understand about Bridge the Blue is that we 100% back the blue, right? But you see back the blue everywhere. Why it's so important to bridge the blue is because we're doing 2 things at the same time, right? We're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Is it okay for me to say that? I mean,
I don't know.
In
it
this
sounds kind of
PC environment. Anyways, So we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're not only backing the blue, but we're also bridging the gap between law enforcement and communities. And if you want to use back the blue, use that as well. But we ask that you do those two things because, it's just time for our voices to be heard, and it's time to stop the divisive rhetoric. It's time to take a stand, to stand on truth, to be vocal, and to stand united. So really quick, Troy, because I know we want to keep today short.
Yeah.
And but for the new people in the group, what is Bridge the Blue, and where did that vision kind of come from?
Bridge the Blue's been around for roughly 2.5 years or something like that now. And the goal in establishing Bridge the Blue to begin with was so we could cover 3 areas, of things which I can share briefly with you. But the biggest thing is that we saw this trend happening, which is only magnified since we started, for the most part, and that is just this gap between law enforcement and community that I never seen growing up anyway. It's only been in the last number of years that gap has really started getting divided, and it's caused a lot of not only friction, but it's caused a lot of harm.
Yeah.
In a lot of different ways, and it's impacted the way that our law enforcement agencies are able to function, and it's crippled our nation in a lot of ways. We don't have time to get into that, but there's so much that I'd like to share with you, and maybe we can do that another time. But we really wanted to try to keep these things short, so you're not spending too much time on there every evening. But we've got to fill in that gap. We've got to bridge it, so that there's not the friction, but it's more of a way that we're working together to solve the problems
in unity,
as one. And I feel like it's okay that we have so many different people, and so many of those people have different ways of seeing things. Mm-hmm. I think that's great. I really do. Because it brings new things to the table, new ways and stuff like that we can handle things and do things, and just it's great. But we can't bring it to the table if there's such a division.
Right.
There's no way for that to happen. But if we can get unity, at least to a certain degree, and communication happening properly, and honor and respect happening properly, then that opens up a door for anything to happen. But until we build that bridge, it's almost impossible.
It's good.
Yeah. So my dad was in the military. Not to get on a trip here, but my dad was in the military years and years ago, and he was an engineer. And part of his job was to build bridges for the military to get across sections of land and so forth, successfully. And again, without that bridge, the Army is useless.
Right. That's so good. The imagery there.
Yeah.
So good.
So that just came to my mind. But anyway, so we want everybody to get involved. This rally on the 18th at 1 p.m. Central Time is going to be beautiful. It's going to be such if nothing else, a symbolic time that literally can change and make a shift in our nation. That sounds crazy, but it's entirely possible. And we're starting to get people that are talking that way, They're going, whoa, wait! If this actually happens, that's going to put a whole new twist on things, and that's exactly what we want. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So
I think one of the most beautiful things that, and again, sorry guys, it's so easy for us to spend so much time on here. I think one of the most beautiful things that I've had a couple of people, I've seen comments, and I've had one reach out that because of our community, and sure, over the last couple of days, there's been some tension, but we've had a couple of people say, you know what, because of the conversations in this group, I'm starting to shift my perspective a little bit. I'm starting to become more open. That, and that's just a beautiful thing. And that's what happens when you try to build bridges instead of burn them down. So I love what you said about the army's useless if the bridge can't be built.
Yeah.
That's so good. So, all right, well, I guess that's going to wrap up today. Now, just a heads up, we don't know for sure what time every day that we're going to be going live, but we're going to be going live every single day until, because we got to get ready. And so, and as we get more new people in the community, because I'm going to make a prediction that we're going to be at 30,000 before Friday.
Yeah.
You guys going to help us to make that happen? Invite everybody that you know and encourage them to invite everybody that they know. I'm going to make a prediction. We're going to be at 30,000 members in our community by Friday. Yeah. And we're going to make this happen. So we're going to try to go live every single day until the event to continuously pump out new information to you guys, get you even more fired up, and make sure all of the new people don't get left behind.
Yeah.
And so that's super, super important. So
let's just recap one more time real quick. The purpose of this event at 1 p.m. Central Time on the 18th is to have a visual effect that people can see that the silent majority is ready to be heard. Okay? That we're not going to be silent anymore. Okay? So, but it's also a time, and all these things are happening together, but it's a time for us to honor our brothers and sisters in blue. It's a time to give them the honor on a nationwide scale. Right. But there's been a lot of individual rallies happening in locations around the country. But what we're attempting is so much bigger.
Solidarity.
Yeah, so much bigger in so many different ways. It might have sounded funny when I said this the other day, but I was dead serious when I said I want to see everybody there, everybody. And I don't care what you drive, a tractor, a tow truck, a semi, a car, a pickup, a horse. We don't care. We don't care. A four-wheeler, whatever it takes to get there and to make a presence, okay? Fill those city blocks.
Yeah.
Fill them up where traffic can't even move. That's the statement that we want to make, okay? So... at least volume-wise.
Yeah, so. Volume-wise. We don't want to intentionally block traffic.
No.
We're not trying to be like that.
No.
But what we want to do is have so many people there that they're like, oh, man, we're going to have to reroute traffic because there's just too many people here.
Yeah.
So that's the way that we want to show up for our heroes in blue.
Come on.
And again, if you want to be a rally captain, we need rally captains, right? We don't have a staff of rally captains in every single city across the nation, right? This is for you. So if you want to rally in your city and you need a captain, congratulations, you just volunteered. Send us an
You've
email
been promoted.
to volunteer@bridgetheblue.com, and we're excited about it. So, all right, is that it?
I'm out of here.
All right,
See you later.
Love you guys. God bless.